Welcome to the 2022 IPF World Open Equipped Powerlifting Championships. Presented by Eleiko and SBD, we are live from Viborg, Denmark in this, the 50th anniversary year of the IPF. Founded in 1972, we have had a storied history, some of the best lifting in the world, the oldest and the biggest and the bestest.
I like how you got the biggest and the bestest in there.
Absolutely.
It is without a doubt.
For all of us who love the IPF, it is absolutely the
and
bestest.
This week so far has been an example of that. I mean, you just look at the level of lifting and you just look, records breaking, continually getting better, continually getting stronger. Every year I come to this event and I'm still amazed that we're seeing records drop and records drop. It's absolutely incredible.
My name's Joe Whiteley. It's my absolute pleasure to be here all week with Gary Williams, and we have the 74 kilo men's class here for you tonight. Third session of day 2, and it's going to be an absolute cracker.
Yeah, this is always a good session, the 74s. It's a very competitive weight class. You've got some world record holders in here as well, and you know it's going to be tough at the top. I mean, you're not going to have it your own way. You're really going to have to work for it, and equipped lifting, it's tough as it is. It's even tougher when you're challenged.
So we have the running order on the screen for you at the moment, but I think the big fight is going to be, as ever, it's going to be Jaroslav Olech and Kjell Egil Backlund for the head-to-head for the world title. So last year it was Backlund.
Yeah.
And he also took the gold medal at the World Games in July.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We're watching that first squat from Olech to see what sort of form he's in and see how training's been going. That'll give us a real indication of how he's feeling.
But we have Diego Milani of Italy on the platform right now with 245 kilos on his back to open his squat.
Oh, depth looks really good.
Yeah, that's a great opener.
That looked absolutely fantastic. Yeah, he really sunk in there, really made sure the refs had nothing to question.
Next out, we have Nathan Landry from USA. I believe this is his first international.
Yeah, I'm not recalling seeing him at an international before.
A little bit late to the platform, but here he comes.
250, that is a solid opener.
This is the 74 kilo class, so all the men on the platform here have weighed in at 74 kilos or less.
And we've got no one that's actually dialed in right on the money this time. Again, good depth.
Yeah, again, a great opener.
It's always quite interesting to watch as the sessions go on. I mean, they're learning from previous sessions. People are struggling with depth, people are struggling with this, so they're making sure they're getting it right.
Wu Heng from Chinese Taipei now for 250.
They've had a great week so far, Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, massive team here this week. I don't recall there ever being so many lifters.
No, they've got a big team this year. Their coach is very busy, but doing a fantastic job, the coaching staff. Their lift selections have been outstanding.
This is 250 kilos. Depth for sure, but
yeah,
I think he
having
just
to work hard.
lost tightness in the bottom there.
It's a good lift. He's got it on the board. And he's got a bit of a smile and a bit of discussion with the coach. A bit of laughter there from the coach. He definitely did something wrong.
Not his first World Championships, but even so, doesn't matter how many times you do this, your first squat is nerve-wracking.
It's always the toughest, isn't it? Doesn't matter how much experience you got. When you walk out on that world platform for that first lift, it is nerve-wracking.
Arai Singhi now from the Netherlands for 270. Now I'm not certain of
Oh,
depth.
yeah, he looked like he got depth, but he looked like he sort of double shot it. But referees say everything is good.
Yeah, well, if the referees are happy with it, then it's absolutely perfect. Yeah, from the side you could see Brett parallel there. Go Suzuki out next for 272.5.
Again, this is some big numbers, and you got to remember that these gentlemen weighed in at less than 74 kilos.
This is his 4th World Championship. He also was at the World Games early this year.
Yeah, so a lot of these athletes this year have had quite a busy schedule.
Oh,
that's going to
wow.
be. Let's see what the referees say. I'm not sure. Yeah, you got one red light, but 2-1.
It's on the board. He may need another inch of depth, but that moved
There was
beautifully.
plenty of speed in that, wasn't there?
Otani Norihiro for 305. Now we're already getting in some big numbers. We're north of 300.
Yeah, he's another one to watch out for. 45 seconds. Definitely has the potential to challenge the front runners.
Nominated in 3rd place. This is 305 kilos.
That is monstrous, isn't it?
He's done 330 before. We didn't see Mr. Vanga last year. It was Dubai the last time we saw him, I think.
Just looking at that wrap on the left side there.
It looks like he left a revolution undone, doesn't it? I wonder if that was a timing issue.
It could well have been, and you know he's got the 2 red lights here.
So he got a red and a blue. So I think one of the referees said he wasn't very locked out at the top,
No,
was
he
he?
didn't really stand it up.
So the red card failure in squat is always for depth, and the blue is for lockout. Alex Ochoa.
Oh, Alex Ochoa. Watched him lift many times.
From Ecuador, he's looking for 305 as well to open his account. He just missed the podium in the World Games last year. He just missed the podium in Stavanger. Can he make it this
He
year?
has been so close so many times. He's a great competitor. That looks fantastic.
That looks like a great opening lift to me.
I think that's probably the best open I've ever seen him do.
He's on the board and he's looking in great form. Here we go now. We have Kjell Egil Backlund, Norway, with his signature slow walk out to the platform. He's going to open with 320 kilos.
Boy, he can squat and deadlift.
He's the incoming world champion and gold medalist at the World Games. Now, did he cut that a little bit shy?
Yeah, it looked like he cut it a little bit shorter than usual. Was it too short?
2-1 is good enough. He's on the board with 320. And next out we have the Ah, I can see the jury is on their feet.
Yeah, I'd
That is
imagine that's
no
going to be an
lift for
overturn for Buckland.
Backlund on depth, so that's been overturned. So that's going to put a crimp in his World Championship defence. But here's Jarosław Olech from Poland.
Yeah, been around a long time, 48 years, lifting 29 years. So he's an M1. And this will give us a really good indication of how everything's been going, how training's been rolling. You watch his first lift, if it moves well, look out.
As you say, many-time world champion.
World record holder. Yeah, look out, he is on fire today. Training has been going well, obviously.
And he's nearly into the M2s.
He's the same age as me, thank you. There's no need to emphasise that.
So those are the standings after the first round of squats, with Jarosław Olech ahead of Ochoa, ahead of Suzuki.
And he looked good too. He really looks like he's on fire
That
today.
squat moved beautifully. It really did.
Buckland's going to have his work cut out for him today.
So we're through to the second round, and this is Wu Yiheng from Chinese Taipei for 255. Well, that moved really quickly.
Yeah, I'll leave that in the hands of the referees.
Yeah, we weren't. The camera moved too quickly to judge depth on the first time around, but 2 to 1, that is no lift. Yeah,
that
from
was
the
shy.
side, that was high. Yeah. So there's Diego Milani. Opened with 245. He's gone all the way up to 257.5 for his second.
Yeah, we're starting to get up into some slightly higher body weights now, so we will start to see some bigger jumps, particularly on squats and deadlifts. Always got to consider the percentage of body weight.
So he's not far off the best he's ever done on the platform, which is 260. That's looked great. Paused it to make sure.
Looking fantastic.
He's doing well to pause an equipped squat. And
He's
leg it
doing
off
well
the
to run off the
platform.
platform with equipment.
Clearly the adrenaline is carrying him.
He is looking in really, really good form.
Nate Landry now from USA for 262.5.
So Nathan Landry has not lifted internationally before, has he?
No, I don't think so. I think he's new to us. Might not be new to the USA Fed, but I think he's new to the IPF.
Oh, he's had to work for that. He lost a little bit of tension. Looked like his right knee wrap loosened the touch on the way down.
Nevertheless, a good lift.
And he managed it really well.
Next up, we have Arai Singhi, Netherlands, 282.5.
His 270 looked good to open with.
So we've not seen him on the international stage for a while. He did the Euros this year. Made the podium at that.
Again, that looked good. Depth looks very convincing.
And a good lift.
Yeah, look at that. Don't give the refs anything to question.
Here we have Go Suzuki, 282.5.
I'm getting pretty close to his best performance.
That was Yusuke Satake, wasn't it? He's only just come off the platform himself and he's out coaching.
I mean, that is the sport of powerlifting, isn't it? Yeah, I'm going to leave that one in the hands of the referees
They
as well. It
move
moves
so
really
well,
quickly, but it's so hard to see.
2-1
And
again.
it is so hard to pick when they're moving that quickly.
That was the side he got a red light from. And quite often, most lifters will sit deeper into one side than the other.
Yeah, very much. And and unless you've got that view of the referee, it's very difficult to determine how deep someone has
Camera
actually
angles
gone.
are so deceptive.
You know, even from where we're sitting, it's very difficult.
Norihiro Otani from Japan now for his second attempt at 305.
Well,
He's very late to the
he's
platform for a
certainly making
second
it
lift.
difficult for himself.
There's definitely time, but he will have to get on with it.
Yeah, 20 seconds now left to set up, and that is a lot of weight to be moving out.
You have 60 seconds from bar loaded being called to getting the start command. You don't have to complete the lift in that time.
Has he rushed the setup though?
I'm not sure that's any deeper. No.
Again.
Well, that was odd. He got depth from the side and a blue for lockout from the middle. Actually, I'm not sure if that was the same last time.
I think
actually.
the same last time. Depth was definitely not there. He's really not convincing on his lockout, is he?
Joel Egerbacklund for 320 again. It was initially 2-2 on a good lift, but it was overturned by the jury. The jury, we have a 3-man jury here, and they have a slow motion replay monitor on their desk, so they get extra information that the referees don't get.
So he has stayed at the same weight. Now he's just got to bring it all together now. That looked better.
I'm going to wait.
Gets it
Well,
on the board.
3 white lights, so that cannot be challenged by the jury. You can only challenge a 2-1 decision.
So he gets that on the board and keeps himself in the race.
So here's Alex Ochoa. Got up all the way to 320.
Yeah, he looks really good on his opener.
So the graphic that's on your screen at the minute has a lot of information on it. It tells you his name and country and class, and the bottom row will populate with the lifts as he does them, but that grey bar on the top is well worth watching because it will tell you where he ranks on this lift and whether this lift will move him up or not.
Well, he didn't look comfortable walking out there, but he steadied it well.
Yeah, I think that looks
He
great.
handled that really well. 3 white lights. I think he's doing all the right things to make this his year to get on the podium.
It looks strong. Speaking of strong, here we have Yaroslav Ole.
Yeah, he looked really good on his opener.
Absolute legend. I wouldn't like to say how many times he's been world champion, world games gold medalist.
I don't have enough fingers to count that on.
Took his first world title in 2003 and has collected many gold medals since then.
Oh, wow, that is fast. That
And
is fast.
that's why he has the squat world record.
370 kilo world record.
I think you were there the day he set that, Gary?
Yes, I remember that I asked you earlier if that was his record, and he reminded me, yeah, I remember him setting that.
So that's where we are at the moment, with Oleg on 345 and Backlund and Ochoa on 320 just behind. So when two lifters select the same weight, the lowest lot number goes first. Lot numbers are allocated randomly at weigh-in. But if two lifters lift the same weight, the lighter body weight takes the advantage. So here's Wu Yiheng, Chinese Taipei, missed 255 on his second, nailed it on his third.
Yeah, that looks a lot better. Yeah, that was a much better looking lift. Got right down into it.
Loaded 267.5 kilos, Landry, USA.
So here's Nate Landry, USA. For his final squat of the day, it's 267.5.
Yeah, his first two looked really good. His second one was probably not as good, but it looked like his right knee wrap opened a little bit. Probably lost a little bit of spring. He's got a very determined walkout. He clearly wants to put this one on the board. Oh, just a bit too much there.
Ground to a halt.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't get quite as deep on that one and really didn't get the spring out.
No lift, 272.5 now for Diego Milani, Italy. Singhi and Suzuki to get ready.
Diego Milani now, 272.5.
Diego Milani, Italy.
He's taking some big jumps. He opened on 245, went up to 257.5. This is 272.5. Way in advance of his current PB.
What are we 3.5 times body weight?
Unusual. It's an unusual selection, really.
Yeah, he's gone 245, 250. Yeah, it's a bit of a
Yeah,
strange
he's taken
progression.
a bigger jump for his third than he did for his second. Clearly knew what he was doing, though. Handled the weight very well. And he got it on the board.
Very happy with that.
Body slammed his coach
Just
on the
about
way
knocked his
out.
coach over on the way out. Somebody get out there and pick his coach up off the floor, please. I've been on the receiving end of that plenty of times.
27.5 kilos, Helsinki, Netherlands.
Arai Singhi for 287.5.
Yeah, two nice lifts previously. They looked really strong.
His best was 270, only half an hour ago. Wow.
He has really good depth.
That was a really well judged third at 287.5, and he has a new PB on the international stage.
Go Suzuki, Japan. Otani and Ochoa, get ready. Bars loaded, 292.5 kilos. Go Suzuki, Japan.
Next out is Go Suzuki, Japan for 292.5. This will be a 5 kilo personal best.
See if he can get down into that equipment and really make use of it. Shouldn't have too much problem with depth. He hasn't got the knee wraps too tight. The depth shouldn't be an issue.
It looks like
It
all
just
the others
moves so
really.
quickly, it's so hard to tell.
Yeah.
Not deep enough.
That's a real shame. He really needs to take it out of the referee's hands and just sink it a little bit
He
further.
needs this to stay in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make some noise when he comes out for this one. The bar is loaded. Make some noise, people!
So here we have a lifter in real trouble, Otani Norihiro.
Yeah, he's got himself in a position here where
All the way down.
305 kilos on the bar. He just seems to be really struggling.
you know, he started the day with a possible challenge of a podium finish. And now he's found himself behind the 8 ball under all sorts of pressure.
It's better.
Oh, can he grind it through? I think he can.
It's a loose
Did he
lockout
lock
again,
that
though.
out though? He gets it on the board.
Wow, what a relief. Goes straight into 4th place on squat.
Well, he keeps himself in the running at least now. He's switched to plan C.
So next out is Alex Ochoa, who's looking great today. He's looking to move up to 2nd place on squat with 327.5.
Yeah, he wants to put this one on the board. These few extra kilos here can really start to open the gap between 4th place. Well, it looks strong enough. And it is, he gets the lights.
So he's moved ahead now of Backlund.
Last 2 squats of the day. Bar is loaded.
And this is another important lift as well, isn't it?
So here he comes. He is the defending world champion. Excuse me, Backlund of Norway.
Yeah, missing his first has sort of made his whole daily plan a little bit different now.
So he can't challenge Ole for the gold, but he wants to move back ahead of Ochoa for the silver. This is a massive 332.5 kilos.
And is this bigger? This is his biggest platform lift, I think, in international. Oh, he's got to work hard.
Better. What will the refs make of it?
And he gets the lights, and it's on the board, so he goes back into silver for the squat.
Next out, Jarosław Ole from Poland. 355 on the bar.
Well, we know this is well within reach for him.
Being sent out there by Arkadiusz Nojek, who has had a busy week so far already, and it's only Tuesday. Last squat of the day, and it's a big one, 355 kilos on the bar.
This is massive, 355. His last one moved really well. He's had to work a little bit for that one, but still move fast.
Well, I should think he had to work a little bit for 355. What an absolute
He hasn't
legend.
looked. He hasn't looked like he's worked for any of the others.
No, it's true. Very true.
Absolutely fantastic. It is going to be a tough battle at the top. He is on fire today.
That was a fantastic spot. So those are the standings as we move into bench press with Oleg leading from Backlund from Ochoa, but there is very little in it.
Yeah, and Ochoa doing all the right things to get himself onto the podium today.
So we're going to take a 20-minute break now. Please join us back for bench. Welcome back to the IPF World Equipped Powerlifting Championships live from Viborg, Denmark. We have the 74 kilo men lifting at the moment. These are the results from the squats with Yaroslav Oleh on 355. That was a phenomenal squat, wasn't it, Gary?
It was like lightning.
And we have Jel Egil Bakelund with 332.5, and Alex Ochoa right behind for the bronze medal with 327.5.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting session. I mean, Buckland's got a really good bench on him.
We've just heard that Erai Singhi has dropped his opener because he's hurt his shoulder warming up, which is a real shame. He's going to come out for 120.
Yeah, it's always tough when that happens.
I mean, it's a difficult sport, isn't it? 'Cause you're pushing your body to the very limits of what's possible and what you're capable of. And sometimes you just go a little bit too far.
Yeah, look, it's really tough. I mean, and it can happen at any time, and it's just one of those things. And it's probably nothing major, but he's doing the really smart thing, dropping it down and making sure it's not going to be anything major in the future.
So he's not got a bench shirt on. Just going to knock out a raw bench so he can put together a total.
And it's because to get a total, you've got to have a lift in each discipline. Yeah, that looked like it was hurting a little bit.
Yeah. But he's on the board. He's got the potential to make a total now. So maybe he'll scratch the rest of his attempts. And next out we have Wu Heng from Chinese Taipei for 150 kilos.
Got a 255 on the board for his squat. He didn't have the best of times on squat.
He didn't. He struggled with depth. Yeah, Erai Singhi has indeed scratched the rest of his attempts. That was a good lift for Wu Heng.
Yeah, look, he's got long limbs too, so he's really got to shift that bar a long way. You can see him trying to get that chest up as high as he can to shorten the range of motion, but there's a lot of movement around on the bench, laterally and back and forth, wasting a lot of energy doing that.
Diego Milani from Italy now for 170. Oh, that skips
I
about.
I think he touched and popped back up then.
You don't get a good touch, you don't get a good press.
Yeah, it really does come down to that touch. I mean, if you're wobbling around, it's bouncing around.
And you see, he got it all the way down to the chest, and it skipped forward, and his right hand rotated, so he was in all kinds of difficulty there on the press. Didn't quite manage to lock it out. So here's Nathan Landry, USA, for 180.
His first two squats were really good. His third, he just overbid it a bit and couldn't quite get it to the top.
He's not far off his best of 185.
Oh, he's struggling to get that
watch
up.
his head. You have to keep your head, shoulders and butt in contact with the bench. And
it's really tough when you've got a tight shirt, because as that compresses your chest, it really tries to pull your head up.
Oh, that was a tough touch, wasn't it?
He got the press well. But yeah, it's something you really do have to be careful of, that head lifting up.
Yaroslav Oleh now from Poland for 190.
Yeah, he's benched a lot more than this in the past, but he's not the biggest bencher. This is the place where he just has to focus on getting lifts on the board, getting those kilos on. You know, he put the big numbers on the squat. Now he's just going to do his job here.
A little bit scrappy, got it to the top nonetheless.
Yeah, it wasn't the cleanest of benches, but it did the job. Like we say, you don't get points for prettiness.
Go Suzuki next, 212.5. These are big benches for a lightweight men's class.
Yeah, we're talking under 74 kilo body weight, and we're benching well above 200 kilos. Even just holding that sort of weight in your hands is a lot. Nice touch.
Oh, did he jump the press command?
Yeah, I think he did. He didn't lock it out anyway, so it's not going to matter, but he either jumped it or he guessed it so well. And you do have to be careful of that too. I mean, if you predict the press command, from the head referee it's okay because they gave the command, but from the side referee it can very much look like you've jumped it.
So here is Alex Ochoa, Ecuador, for 220.
So again, he has to get this on the board and do his job, keep himself in the race here.
I've just noticed, Gary, that we have a world record attempt coming up in the opening round from a chap who really struggled on his bench, on his squat. That's going to be interesting.
That'll be interesting to watch. I mean, we've often talked about world record openers.
There's a good shot there of Sen Yang, who has the world record squat. He's reffing before he lifts at the end of the week. A little bit of a tough one there for Alex Ochoa.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I've watched him bench quite a few times, and they generally look like that. He doesn't tend to have a super smooth motion or fast motion.
Kjell Egil Bakelund, Norway, for 225 to open his bench.
Yeah, now he is a really good bencher, and he's also a really good deadlifter as well. This is where he wants to put a few
got
kilos
a massive
on.
pull, hasn't he? Yeah.
He got himself a little bit behind the 8 ball in his squat. This is his opportunity to put some extra kilos on and try and put some distance. See, he's chosen to use blocks, and you can opt to use blocks under your feet up to 30 centimetres.
Yeah, you need to have available at the competition blocks of 10 centimetres, 20 centimetres, 30 centimetres. No.
Well, that is interesting. 'Cause
No,
we don't
lift
often
for
see
Bakelund.
him. We don't often see him miss the first bench.
Last lift in round one, and we are loading the bar to 250.5.
Can't really put my finger on anything really wrong there.
No, I think it was just one of those things where it just didn't press the way he wanted it to.
Record currently stands at 250.
Norihiro Otani, Japan. This is his own world record he's trying to extend. I think I would have tried to get an easy one on the
Yeah,
board.
look, I mean, my coaching perspective is always get one on the board first, then go for a world record. And you cannot, because you can't go, you can go up, but you can't go down.
Absolutely. And he didn't have the best time at all on squat. We do say the first one's for your team, the second one's for your coach, and the last one's for
That's
you.
it. And you've got to remember, you've got to get a lift on the board in all disciplines if you want a total. So you put yourself at a big risk here.
Good control. And great pop of the chest, but he's struggling to lock it. And it's gone to the side. Really great speed of
Yeah,
the chest,
look,
though. If he could just drive that a bit harder next time.
I still think opening on a world record is a risk.
We
I
always
think
say
he'll get that on his
opening
second.
on a record or opening on a PB is not
It's
the
a
best
risk.
move.
I think he'll get that on his second. He'll sort all that out. But he hasn't left himself a lot of room to move now.
So this is not unusual, actually. Nearly half of the lifters did not get their opening bench. They do say that
That's definitely not unusual.
your first bench on the platform is to calibrate the shirt. Because you wouldn't, quite often, I mean this sounds crazy to people who haven't benched in a shirt, but quite often you wouldn't get the bar all the way to your chest out in the warm-up.
No, my first touch is on the platform.
So you don't really know exactly where the shirt's at until you've done your first one on the platform. Oh, a little bit.
Yeah, that shirt just slid up his chest too.
His necklace fell off.
Yeah, no, and you're right. I mean, when you're out in the warm-up room, you don't take it to your chest.
Because the resistance of the shirt is such that you need the weight on the bar in order to get all the way to the chest with it. Here's Diego Milani, missed 170. Just didn't seem to want to go. Hopefully he'll get it this time around. And there it goes.
You are right to a good lift from Milani. 187.5 right now from Nathan Landry. Oleg and Suzuki get ready.
You had to put in some work at the top there.
Bars loaded, 187.5 Nathan Landry, USA.
Nathan Landry out next. Made short work of 180. This is 187.5.
Yeah, he's looked really strong today. I mean, he missed that one squat, but his first two were really good. Oh, I think that was a downward movement there.
I think so too. The bar must travel to lockout in one smooth movement. There cannot be any downward movement.
Yeah, you got the two red lights there.
There was definitely downward movement. Blue card in bench can be for soft lockout, elbows not locked, or for downward movement of the bar.
Bars loaded, 197.5 kilos, Oleg.
Yeah, there's definitely some downward movement.
Yeah, I think there was a couple of instances. Next out and already on the platform is Jarosław Olech, Poland, 197.5.
Yeah, he got his opener on nicely. Now looking for 197.5. That'll just add a little bit more to that total. And open up some opportunities, especially with Buckland having missed his first. That looked better than his opener, I
It
think.
did actually. It was nice second bench there.
Came down to his chest fast, and I thought he dropped it quite quickly, but he got a really good press off.
Suzuki, Japan. Makalon, Ochoa, and Otani get ready. This is Suzuki's second attempt at this weight.
Here we have Go Suzuki. Missed 212.5.
Bars loaded, 212.5
first time out. He's going to have another go at it now.
Yeah, let's hope we can get this one on the board.
Did he? I think he ended up back in the rack. I'm not entirely sure. We've had a few misses this round.
Looks like they've adjusted that shirt a little bit. You know, it's not unusual to miss a first lift on a quick bench, make a few little adjustments, and everything goes well.
With raw bench, you miss your opener and you're in real trouble, but with equipped bench, there's all manner of things you can do.
A quick bench is nothing to worry about.
Nice, that was absolutely textbook.
Yeah, and like you were saying, I mean, in warm-up, you're not bringing it to your chest.
He did get a red light from the centre referee. I was looking over at the referee. I can't see any indication what that was for. It was a yellow card failure, and on bench that can be a number of things. Head lifted, butt lifted, commands. So it's sometimes a little bit hard to pick out, even though we do have the colour-coded failures. Familiar sound of the Norwegian clappers. We have little devices that make the clapping noise.
I don't miss those from Norway. And they're absolutely fantastic. It really, it's great when you're out on that platform and you can hear the crowd. It's a really big thing.
So here's Backlund for the 225 he missed first time out. It was an odd thing. It just didn't seem to have anything.
Yeah, it just didn't go in the right direction. There wasn't any speed in it. Not getting a great touch though, is he?
No, and I'm not sure about his left arm lockout. Oh, but the referees were sure, and that's all that matters. He doesn't need to convince me.
He's got that one on the board. So
and no one can take away a lift that got 3 white lights.
And that'll take the pressure off him a little bit now. He'll be a little bit more relaxed for his third, but he's not the sort of lifter that seems like he feels the pressure. He's always very composed.
Alex Ochoa now, 230 on the bar. Matches his current best.
Best touch, but boy, he is strong.
He really is. Shirt was folded over a little bit on his chest, didn't seem to give him any trouble though.
Yeah, he's a very strong man, and he's really great with the grind as well.
I can only think the reason he didn't get it last time is because we weren't loud enough. The bar is
so here we go, we have another attempt at extending his own world record. Norihiro Otani,
Looking at the first attempt, I think he can get it.
I think he can definitely do it. He's done 250.
But there's so many things that can go wrong in a quick bench.
As we know all too well.
He doesn't look very stable, does he?
Yeah, I think he had a little bit of trouble controlling the weight on his first too.
Oh, that doesn't look great.
Oh, he didn't get the same speed off the chest he did the first time out.
And he has put himself under so much pressure now.
You know yourself, when you take the weight of the bar at extension, it feels like the weight of the world. But as soon as you start your descent, the shirt starts to make sense. So he's in real trouble now. So we have Alex Ochoa leading the way ahead of Backlund, ahead of Suzuki in the bench press.
Well, that wasn't expected.
And at subtotal, Backlund is ahead of Ochoa, ahead of Ole, which this is Ochoa's really got himself in the mix here.
Yeah, he's worked hard, and he's worked out on squats, he's worked out on bench, and if he keeps doing his job, he's going to find himself on the podium. It's his year.
Oh, what a fast bench there
He
for Wui Heng.
rocketed that up.
157.5, and it moved quicker than.
Two red lights though.
Yeah,
Oh,
butt lift.
That's why it moves so
Massive
fast.
amount of butt lift, yeah. Your butt has to stay on the bench. That's a shame because that moved really quickly. But I was just about to say, this is not going to be the two-horse race I expected with Backlund and Oleg. Alex Ochoa has got himself right in there.
Pushed himself right up into the mix. He's in touch. He's,
Diego Milani of Italy on the platform right now with 175. Oof, just managed to lock those elbows right
to lock
to
that
the end.
right side, didn't he?
With white lights, good lead for Milani. The 87.5 bar now. Nathan Landry, USA. All entrants, Suzuki get ready. Bar is loaded.
Just locks out at the last second. Nathan Landry now, he missed 187.5 last time.
Yeah, I think they would have adjusted a few little things, and this one will pop off his chest really well. He's just got to get that touch right. Yeah, he's resisted that shirt now. He's not lifting his head, which is good. And look at the difference he got out of that.
Yeah, that was tons better.
He didn't let that shirt pull his head up that time, and he got everything he could out of it. That was great.
202.5 bar now. Jaroslav Olek, Poland. Suzuki and Backlund get ready.
The temptation when you're struggling for the touch is to rotate forward and lift the head and drop the chest.
It takes so much concentration.
So here we have the master, Jarosław Olech, Poland, 202.5 on the bar.
Got that one again.
Yeah. I didn't think he was going to be able to finish that off, but he kept on pushing.
So he's done his job on bench, and that's the important thing. He knows he doesn't have the best bench in the group, but he's done his job.
Just squeeze all the kilos you can, add to your total.
Bars loaded. 217.5 kilos for Suzuki, Japan.
$217.5. Second looked great.
Yeah, he got off to a rocky start.
He's got a good chance of a bench medal here. Depends if his teammate manages to get one in or not.
And that's the thing about powerlifting. I mean, you shouldn't come into a competition and look at the numbers and count yourself out.
Especially in equipped.
You've just got to do your job and stick to your plan. Wow, that was really strong. It was slow off the chest. But he's still got it up, put it up there.
He's happy with that. Yeah, it was a funny one, wasn't it? It didn't seem to get much speed off the chest, but managed to drive it home anyway.
One lifted to follow, but he's heavier at the same weight. could ruin it for him. Bars loaded, 235 kilos, Kel Backlund, Norway.
So here is Backlund for 235.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a tough start on squats, a tough start on bench, but then he just seems to put it all together. Yeah, nothing seems to bother him. He just gets out and does his job. Missing a lift is all part of the job.
No.
Just didn't want to shift it.
Not quite there, but he did get one in. He got his second bench at 225.
235 remains on the bar for Alex Alcoa.
And that's a really important thing in equipped is getting one on.
Currently has bench press gold. Followed only by Otani. Bar is loaded.
So here's Alex Ochoa. He has the bench gold in his pocket. Might have to give it up to Otani if Otani can get one in.
He's put himself in such a great position overall.
Really has.
He's just come out, done the work, followed his plan, and now he's looking down the barrel of sort of putting himself on the podium. Yeah, we always talk about, just sticking to your plan, doing your job.
Well, it's not. He knew straight away it wasn't going to go. But
You can see
he's,
that shirt had rolled up a little bit as well.
yeah, it was folded up both times. Nevertheless, he's sitting in gold medal position at the minute with Backlund with silver and Go Suzuki with the bronze. But one man can change all that. There's Norihiro Otani.
Has he made an error opening on the world, or is it going to pay off?
I would not like to call it. I think he's entirely capable of this.
Very
Whether
much
he
so.
can nail it this time.
And the third lift's made it a little bit harder because it's under pressure now as well.
But you see equipped benchers come back with nothing on the board
All
and
the time.
absolutely smoke their third. So let's hope that's the case here.
Yeah, he's well capable of it.
That is a really, really careful handoff. And he looks more stable
Yeah, he
this time.
certainly does.
Go on, Lockett. Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, and it's disappointing because not only has he missed out on getting that world record, he now doesn't total.
No.
Remains at 250 and he can't make a total, I'm afraid. There will now be a 20-minute break while
So, yeah, it's always a shame when someone doesn't make a lift. It's not unusual, especially on equipped bench. It's so difficult.
You haven't lived until you've bombed.
Until you've bombed. You haven't lifted equipped until you've bombed for sure. So Alex Ochoa takes the bench press gold with Backlund taking silver and Suzuki snags the bronze. So at subtotal, that means that, wow, look
They
at this.
are all locked in.
Ole
the
and
top
Backlund
three.
and Ochoa all on 557 and a
Yeah.
half at subtotal.
It's going to be a deadlift party.
This is going to be crazy. You won't want to miss the deadlifts. Join us when the bar hits the floor. Welcome back to the 74 kilo class at the IPF World Equipped Powerlifting Championships, live from Viborg, Denmark. And we have a photo finish at subtotal here with Yaroslav Olek and Jel Egil Bakelund and Alex Ochoa all on 5:57.5 subtotal.
Yeah, this is like the 76 Melbourne Cup. We're going to have to go to the photo finish for this one, I think. All three.
It's going to separate out quite quickly though, isn't it? There's a bit of a difference in the deadlift openers.
And is this Ochoa's year to get on the podium?
It might well be.
He's put in the work and he's been really consistent and looking really strong.
I think Bakelund's dropped his opening deadlift, hasn't he?
Yeah, it does look like I think he had 300.
It was definitely 300 or 305 or something like that. And we're now looking at 290.
So this is going to get
Actually,
very
it's a smart
interesting.
move. I think he's just going to try and stay 5 kilos ahead of Oleg.
Well, that's it. He doesn't have to do anything crazy. He
Yeah.
just has to do his job.
It's not about getting a PB, it's about winning. So we're going to kick off this session with Norihiro Otani, Japan. 240 kilos. Unfortunately didn't manage to get a bench in, but he can still continue to compete in the rest of the competition.
Yeah, he had a tough time on bench. You know, that first opener looked so close, but it just didn't seem to improve from there.
So it looks like he's in fact not taking part in the rest of the competition. He's elected to leave his attempt in, and quite often, especially in small groups, this is a group of 9, you don't get a lot of time to recover. It's most a problem in the squat where you're wrapping knees, and if someone drops out unexpectedly, you're literally taking your wraps off and getting them back on.
And this is good sportsmanship. Leave a number up there. That way the extra minute is still on the clock.
Excuse me, chalk in the breathing passages. So we're about to time him out. And also, you don't want to surprise someone who wasn't expecting to come out just
No,
now
that's
and
right.
suddenly they're
It can
they're on the
really
platform.
upset the whole rhythm of things.
This will now be Erai Singi, Netherlands. Unfortunately, he hurt his shoulder in warm-up, so he took a token bench only. But he's going to come out and do 245 for his opening deadlift.
Yeah, he was absolutely fantastic on squats. His squats looked great. He made a really smart decision on bench. Put one on so he can get a total and don't risk damaging that shoulder anymore.
Fast.
Yeah, that's really good. He's pretty happy with that. Feels good. Just gave the nod to his coach.
Bars loaded, 250 kilos for Landry, USA.
Here's Nate Landry. He's going to open with 250.
He's been looking strong as well. I mean, everything hasn't gone to plan, but his lifts have looked strong. He missed his third bench, I think, didn't he?
Certainly missed his third squat.
And that looks good as well.
Blue white lights, good look for Landry. 270 on the bar now. Alex Ochoa, Ecuador. Suzuki and Milani, get ready.
Nice opener there for Nathan Landry. And here comes Alex Ochoa. Now this is where he's going to fall out of contention a little bit. He's opening much lighter than Bakelund or Oleg.
Yeah, he just needs to do enough to keep in touch.
Be there ready to catch in case anything goes wrong for one of the leaders.
You know, and so far today, that's what he's done. He's done his job well. He's followed his plan. He hasn't got caught up in the moment.
In fact, I'm now looking down the projected totals, and I don't think he's going to be caught for third place. But let's let him get a deadlift in first before we start giving you medals. And there it is.
Yeah, it looks good.
That was 270 for Alex Ochoa of Ecuador.
Ochoa, 272.5 on the bar now. Go Suzuki, Japan. Milani and Oleg, get ready. Bar loaded, 272.5 kilos, Go Suzuki, Japan.
Here's Go Suzuki. He took the bronze on bench, I think.
Yeah, he's been having a good day.
And he's opening his deadlift with 272.5.
I see he's fixed his necklace since his bench.
Nice. That was a lovely opener.
Yeah, really, really well executed. Moved really well.
272.5 on the bar now for Diego Milani. Bar is loaded. Milani, Italy.
Diego Milani now, Italy. $272.5 on the bar. That was super fast.
Like a rocket.
319 is good lift for Milani at 272.5, 285 on the bar now. Now we've got Oleg, Poland, Makaluk and Wu. Get ready.
So next out we have Yaroslav Olev.
Bars loaded, 285 kilos.
Yeah, important lift this one. I mean, it's an opener, generally pretty easy for him, but still, this is an important one to put on.
285 kilos.
Looking good.
Great looking opener there.
He hasn't missed a lift yet, has he? He is 7 from 7.
He absolutely is 7 from 7. Kjell Egil Bakkeland, Norway. Defending champion. A trademark slow walk to the
Yeah.
platform. You never see him fired up to you.
He's just such a poker face, isn't he? But he has a fantastic deadlift.
He has, and this was smart. All he needs to do is just stay ahead.
Yeah, why do more than you have to
Yep.
and risk it?
This is 290.
Not the cleanest opener he's ever done.
Good, 3 white lights,
Did the
and
job.
he's on the board, and he's in the lead. 5 kilos ahead of Oleg. And here is Yiheng Wu, Chinese Taipei, only with a massive 305.
That is a huge lift, isn't it?
I was wondering if he was going to be conventional. So long in the limb.
Yeah, you look at the way he's built and you would think he is built for conventional deadlifting.
I think he's about to prove otherwise.
Clearly he's also very good at sumo.
Clearly is. So hopefully we'll get a replay on that. That's
even the
phenomenal.
slow motion replay was fast.
It was. So that puts Wu in the lead on deadlift with Backlund and Oleg just behind. More importantly, here are the totals with Backlund pulling 5 kilos ahead of Oleg and Ochoa trailing a little bit now by 15 kilos. I think it'll be a big ask for him to catch up to second
Yeah, I
place.
think so. But I think he's pretty safe in bronze medal position now. He can really sort of relax a little bit, get out there and have some fun.
Here's Nathan Landry looking for a 5 kilo PB on the international stage. tough one for a second.
Boy, he's strong though, isn't he? He has pressed, squatted and pulled his way out of trouble in each discipline this time.
Have to wonder how much he's got left in the tank though.
Yeah, he's got to be getting to the end, I think. You know, it's great to be able to press your way out of trouble or squat your way out of trouble, but it takes its toll on you.
Here's, all right, Singy. He's gone up 20 kilos, but he did have that shoulder injury, so maybe put in a super easy opener just so that to test the waters.
Yeah, just to feel how it is. I mean, quite often you can not bench, but you can deadlift, but that 20 kilos is really proving to be a bit too much.
Sorry, that is no lift. Whitman's are down, I'm afraid. 280 on the bar.
He looked awkward, didn't he?
Yeah, just couldn't quite get that through.
I
And
mean, his opening deadlift looked great. That did not look anything like his opener.
Alex Ochoa now, 280. As you say, running his own race now.
Yeah, he's in a really good spot. I mean, he's locked in there pretty much for the bronze medal. And he can just go out there, really enjoy the moment. Oh, that looked good.
Nice second attempt there.
And you can see in his body language that the pressure's off now. He's done everything he had to do.
Go Suzuki is looking for 290 kilos for his second attempt.
We opened at 272 and a half.
Bars loading, 290 kilos, Go Suzuki, Japan.
Yeah, got a little bit more left in the tank there.
Yeah, he certainly didn't show real solid signs of running out of steam.
Here's Diego Milani. His opening was super fast. This is 290.
Was quick at the bottom, stalled a little bit at lockout, but he recovered really well.
300 on the bar now.
I think his knees locked a little bit faster there.
Yeah, the weight swung out a little bit, didn't he? I think he did well to pull that back in. Jarosław Olech, Poland.
Yeah, he's taken a pretty decent jump at 15 kilos. He's trying to close that gap a little bit and put himself in a position. It'll be really interesting to watch their third lift selections go in and who puts in a placeholder, and it'll become a little bit tactical now. But he is closing that gap.
Well, this will, I think, put him in first place with Backlund still to pull. We have seen Backlund have lockout issues a few times.
Oh, look at that.
That's why he's
I
the
swear,
master.
I swear he paused that at the top there and had a bit of a look. But he, you know, he would have been off the side, his coach would have been off the side watching Backlund as well, reading his body language, deciding, has he got much more there?
Well, here is Backlund looking for 302.5 to move back into the lead.
The Norwegians cheering him on.
He's done 315 in the past.
Yeah, it's well within his reach.
Oh, but it's a tough one. And has he got his shoulders back?
He didn't seem confident, but he
Oh,
gets the
one
two
of the
white
referees
lights.
saying no, but he gets it 2-1. So I think as the weight goes up now, he is not looking in as great shape as Ole. So this will be interesting. This will come
Yeah.
down to final deadlift.
Yeah, I mean, Oleg's done the work. He's tried to close the gap with that second deadlift really well.
Now the lifts of the third attempts that have gone in, maybe placeholders, are 315 for Oleg and 317.5 for Backlund. So it'll be interesting to see if,
Yeah, and having a
They
look at
come
that
out for that.
302.5 from
because
Buckland.
I would say Oleg probably has 315, but I don't think Backlund has 317. But we've got a little way to go before we before we hand out deadlift medals, and I think the gold is going to go to this
I
man.
tell you what, he's looking good.
Yiheng Wu, Chinese Taipei. That was 312.5, but you'd never know it.
You know, I think there's a fair bit more in the tank.
The world record is 329, so that might just be a little bit out of reach. That's where we are now with Yiheng Wu on 312.5, Backlund on 302.5, and Oleg on 300 for the deadlift medals. More importantly, in the overall, here's Backlund on 860, Oleg on 857.5, and Ochoa
He's
on
closed that gap down to
837.
2.5 kilos, hasn't he?
Yeah. So it's all going to, there's going to be a
Yeah.
little bit of a battle with the coaches now, just trying to figure
It
out
is, this is where it gets really
what's
technical.
the number that Oleg can do that Backlund can't do 2.5 kilo more.
And Oleg definitely looks in a better position.
I think so. But here's Nathan Landry.
Oh, he's given it everything. Can he lock it? I don't
Yeah, I'm
think
not
so.
sure.
No, he couldn't quite. But
Red card
boy,
on
did
deadlift
he.
is always for lockout. So that might be soft knees or shoulders not bad, but I just
Well,
didn't
he
think
gave
he
that
got
everything,
fully
didn't he?
through. Yeah. So Erai Singi from the Netherlands, he's posted 265, missed it on his second. We know he's not going to come out for it. But
that
it's
shoulder injury is giving him a bit of trouble.
so he has posted the number, and the rules say that we must run the clock, even though we know he's not coming out.
He's made a really smart decision. He's done a sportsman-like thing, but he's also made a really smart decision. I'm not going to risk turning this injury into something serious. It didn't feel right on my second deadlift, so I'm not going to do another one. I've got a total of the World Championships.
But as you say, he's done his competitors the
Absolutely.
courtesy of putting an attempt in, so that minute runs
Especially in
down.
the third round, the final round. I mean,
Yeah,
if
everyone's tired.
you scratch that one person out, and suddenly everything's mixed up, and everyone's rushing and racing. There's more pressure. This is the right thing to do.
So we are just counting down the last few seconds for Erai Singi of the Netherlands, and that puts him on 652.5 kilo total, 8th place at the World Championships.
No lid for singing. So we are now going up to 285 kilos. Alex Ochoa, Milani and Suzuki get ready.
So next out, Alex Ochoa. What a day he's had.
Yeah, this will be a big personal best for him too.
He's been competing at the World Championships for nearly 10 years. This will be his first overall podium.
Absolutely fantastic. He really put in the work today as well. He's been focused all day.
285 kilos on the bar.
Can he finish on 285 and put this one on the board, go home with a bronze medal total. Oh, he couldn't
what
quite
a
hang
shame.
on to it.
He can't be too unhappy,
you can
though,
see on
right?
his face he's not upset. He's going home with an overall bronze medal.
Oh, such a shame. He got it all the way to the top. Just could not keep hold.
This, if successful, will put Milani into provisional silver on deadlift. It will not change his overall rank.
So here's Diego Milani, Italy.
So it's a case of put it out there and hope.
He is looking for 302.5 to get onto the deadlift podium.
5 kilos of Milani, Italy.
No, his first was super fast, but I think his second was a little bit scrappy.
Yeah, the second one got away from him a little bit. Oh, that's not quite going to go.
That's a shame, leaves him with the best deadlift of 290.
He gave it everything, but it just started to get out in front again. His knees locking too quickly. Just shifting the center of gravity forward a bit too far.
Next out, Go Suzuki. He's also having quite a good day. He got a medal on bench, and this will put him up onto deadlift medals as well, with 3 lifters still to go.
Trying to get himself one in the deadlift as well.
305 kilos on the bar. Super wide stance there, almost touching the plates.
Just as long as you remember to move your toes back again when you put the bar down.
Not there, unfortunately.
It's tough at the end of the day. You've run out. You don't realise how fatigued you are until you walk out there and the bar doesn't move.
Gave him a best deadlift of 290, 790 total. 4th place overall. So here we go now. We are going to have the 2 contenders for the World Championship title and then the deadlift specialist afterwards.
And it's really interesting because both Oleg and Buckland dropped their third attempt.
I think it's a judgment on what can Oleg still do at this stage.
Put 210 on there, and I think he believes that Buckland can't do 312 and a half. It's a big call.
It may be that he feels like he couldn't do more than 310. But let's see how this goes. For the world title. So, Oleg's done his job. He's got ahead.
All they can do is wait now. And Buckland has to do 312 and a half if he wants to win this.
So,
Kjell Egil Baklund of Norway, defending world champion. He needs this to move ahead of Oleg.
And his 302 and a half did not look convincing, but we know what this man can do. And we know when there's a gold medal on the line.
You'd be a fool to count him out. World title on the line.
It's amazing the extra gear you find when a world title is on the line. Oh, didn't he find an extra gear?
That was easy.
He found an extra 2 gears. He's done it.
Kjell Egil Baklund is your new world champion.
You looked at his 302 and a half, and there is no way you thought he was getting 312. And he just made that look like cardboard.
That was an
Like we
impressive
said, you
pull.
never count this man out.
So that just goes to show how important the coaching decisions are there, because I think Oleg maybe had a little bit more and maybe could have pushed a bit harder, but I think Backlund would have just pulled whatever he needed to
Ah,
do.
he's that sort of lifter, isn't he, that just finds those extra gears.
So we had a change just then. It is Wu Yiheng, Chinese Taipei. He's gone all the way up to 329.5.
Well, he's in a great position. He has the gold medal in deadlift. He's lighter than Buckland, so he's already has the gold medal. He can't lose that now.
This was set by Alexis Meyer in Stavanger last year.
It's a big jump from 312 and a half, though.
So it's guaranteed the deadlift medal, gold medal. Backlund takes the silver and Oleg the bronze. But win or lose, it is quite something to walk out onto an IPF world stage with the world record flashing on the screen behind
It
you.
really is. And, you know, I mean, we've watched him deadlift. He is in with the potential to do this. It is going to take everything he's got
He
there.
certainly looked superb up to now.
Well, we're about to find out how much he's got there. He's going to have to dig deep.
He has the gold. He wants the record. He has the support of the crowd.
You don't always get the opportunity to go for a world record without risking a medal. Oh, I thought he was going to move it. It moved well at the start.
Came off the floor, but the pressure is just so much.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, he just
locked
blocked
his
really
knees,
quickly there.
yeah.
I tell you, I think that record is very close to falling, though.
I think it is, but that is still a gold for Wu, silver for Backlund, and bronze for Oleg in the deadlift. But here's the overall. Backlund has back-to-back wins at the World Equip Championships, and Oleg takes second, with Ochoa getting his first podium of his career.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And Buckland, wow. I mean, just, you cannot count that man out. Found 2 extra gears and pulled that 312 and a half.
I would not have given him that third based on his second, but he absolutely smoked
Absolutely
it.
outstanding.
So we have the medal ceremony coming up. I hope you'll stick around for that. And then we have the 83 kilo men lifting at 10 a.m. CET tomorrow. Join us then.
medals, or indeed artwork, will be presented by Mr. Robert Keller, President of Powerlifting America, and Mr. Morten Rasmussen, the Meet Director. Okay. Everyone has their participation thingy. So if we can... so individual lifts, first of all. So the bronze medal in squat with 327.5 kilos goes to Ecuador's Alex Ochoa. Squat silver with 332.5 kilos goes to Norway's Kjell Bakkelund. And squat gold with a massive 355 kilos goes to Poland's Jaroslav Olek. Well done, boys, great job. Thank you. Now to bench press. Taking bench press bronze with 217.5 is Japan's Go Suzuki. Bench press silver with 225 kilos goes to Norway's Kjell Bakkelund. Bench press gold with 230 kilos goes to Ecuador's Alex Ochoa. Well done, guys, great job. Thank you. Now to deadlift. Look how close this was. In bronze medal position with 310 kilos, it's Poland's Jaroslav Olek. Deadlift silver with 312.5 goes to Norway's Kjell Bakkelund. Deadlift gold, also with 312.5, it went on body weight, goes to Chinese Taipei's Yiheng Wu. Very nice, boys, thank you. Thank you very much. And now, the overall, the 74 kilo open world title in bronze medal position overall with a total of 837.5 kilos is Ecuador's Alex Ochoa. Overall silver with 867.5 kilos is Poland's Jaroslav Olek. Which means your new world champion with a total of 870 kilos is Norway's Kjell Bakkelund, proving that you don't have to take a gold medal in any limb to win the title. 3 silvers and a world title. So, ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Norway. Great job, guys. Great job. Fantastic competition. Sack the DJ, owes me. Once you've got your photos, guys. If you would rejoin your compatriots, pick up your participation items. And please join me, ladies and gentlemen, in giving these guys a round of applause as they follow the technical controller from the stage.